100 billion light years. Human beings, this infinitesimally small speck right in the middle, right? As mind-blowing as it is, if you take one hydrogen atom, Avogadro's number, 6.23 or 6.28 times 10 to the negative 23 in size, that's roughly the same order of magnitude that atom is to us as we are to the universe. We sit right in the middle of the scale of the universe.
No key, no noise, no trace. The tool used by police forces and secret services to infiltrate without a sound. This is the decoder radial. It unlocks doors, bypasses locks, and defeats cylinders in just 16 seconds. No damage, no struggle, no broken locks. Silent, precise, invisible. Perfect for covert entries when time is critical and leaving no trace is essential. The lock stays intact, the door looks untouched, but you're already inside.
We now actually know what happens when we die. In some of the biggest news of the century, we've now got evidence suggesting that your life carries on after you die, and it gets a lot crazier than that. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family because you don't want to miss this. So an old woman was passing away, and as she died, they had her hooked up to a machine which was monitoring her brain. Now, what scientists got from these scans after she passed away was these photos, which don't look like much right now. But what these show is that a part of the brain, specifically the part of the brain that processes memories and experiences, was still active after death for around 8 minutes. And this is crazy because years ago I made a video saying about the 8 minutes after death and how your brain is still active. They did tests before on a man who died and found similar things, but nothing as concrete as this. As I say, from these scans, it showed that the brain was still active for around 8 minutes after this woman passed away. And specifically that she was processing memories, i.e. her life, flashing before her eyes, the common term you've probably heard. So this suggests that when you pass away, your life does flash before your eyes. You get memory flashbacks and maybe relive parts of your life. But it also links into the theory I've spoken about before and many people have said. Think about when you have a dream. Sometimes dreams can feel really real and time's different, time dilation of course. Sometimes you'll have a dream, it feels like an hour, but you wake up and it's been about 2 minutes. Well, the same might be happening in this 8 minutes after death. Reliving memories, what feels like days, weeks, but it's only in the 8 minutes. Or maybe even like a lucid dream, creating some sort of new reality. So what's to say you're not dead right now in that 8 minutes, and this is all just a figment of your imagination?
And he might be right about that, because every day you wake up is an absolutely new day.
Had an experience where you're thinking about somebody and the telephone rings and it's them? Have you ever had an experience where you phone somebody else and they say, we were just talking about you? It just leaps into your mind? Have you ever had an experience when you're in tune with your husband or wife and you think, you know, I'd like to go out to dinner at such and such a place tonight, and you call home and they will say, why don't we go out to dinner at such and such a place? These are all examples of this law of attraction. The law of attraction is considered by many to be one of the most important laws of human existence. In this, you will always attract to yourself, positive or negative, people and circumstances that harmonize with your dominant thoughts. That whatever you're thinking on a continuing basis, you're attracting into your life. You're drawing it into your life like a magnet. That's why it's so important that you keep your thoughts on what you want, keep your thoughts on what you desire.
Something galactically big is going on, and they're all aware of it, and all of this connects. It's actually insane. So in order to be able to understand all this, we need to go back. And we'll come right back to this, which just happened. She also performed at the Super Bowl. Right before the Olympics, we had these really crazy crop circles that had no other place but Stonehenge. Out of all places, I know, it's crazy. And you remember the theme of the Olympics, right? But first, this discovery was also made 1 month before. All this stuff is starting to line up, right? And also, that same exact month, the moon started showing the empty part and doing this crap. All the same month. Then, of course, we had the Olympic show with the praying mantis right in front of the gray alien performing. Mantis here was known to the natives, and he always popped up before the grays came. Stay with me. And what was the shirt that Jim Carrey just popped out wearing? Yeah, the praying mantis. We've all heard the story of how it came to be, right? They almost look identical, huh?
Not her. Him.
Hey, what's up, dude? You're an alien? All famous people are aliens.
So then the mantis makes an appearance right here when he says that all celebrities are aliens. And then we have SZA, who just performed at the Super Bowl. Then she releases her extended album. Don't give me the butterfly crap, it's a praying mantis. Because just like the native legend, the demonic meat suits are about to make an appearance. These are allegedly real. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. And every single one of these people know about it. It's a screenplay. Nah, I'm just being stupid.
We have programmed the entire damn population to believe they're victims of their heredity.
something running in their family is genetic, like cancer. They said, well, how come they have the gene? They didn't get the cancer. And the answer is because they're not living a stressed life. Stress, and this is scientific reality, stress is responsible for over 90% of the health crisis on this planet. Genes are responsible for less than 1% of the disease on this planet. Less than 1% is connected to genetics. Children, when adopted into a family where there's cancer running in that family, the adopted child will get the same family cancer. But the point, the adopted child has totally different genetics. It was being adopted into a family where the programming of that child is what caused the cancer. There were no genes that were correlated between the family and the adopted child. And over 90% of cancer has no genetic linkage. Just all of a sudden, spontaneous cancer. It's like, no, it didn't come from genes. It came from disharmony. This is the science that I saw back in 1967 when I recognized that I can control the fate of genetically identical cells, not by changing the genes, but by changing the environment that the cells were in.
Definitely will have to agree with them on that. There's so many studies that show stress affects the body in so many negative ways. It's pretty wild.
The orbs are beings. It's a created intelligent being that watches us, that monitors all life on this planet. That's what they do.
So that would be like the little humanoid beings that you saw 18 years ago tomorrow. Those are what come out of.
Yes. Yeah. And the cool thing is I have video of that. So nobody can tell me I'm not right about it. And everybody's wondering, how did you get into NASA? Why were you there? Why were you studying with them? What was their interest in me? Why did they need me? When I ask them, why do you need me? Why do you want me here? You've got rockets, you've got space shuttles, you've got satellites, you've got the space station, all the money and technology and telescopes in the world. And they're like, we know they like you and they communicate with you and they don't have nothing to do with us at all. And we'd like to know why, what it is they want and why it is they're harassing their astronauts. Harassing them. So has any astronauts ever seen an orb? All of them.
No way.
All of them.
Really?
Yep.
So how do they see them? How do they appear to them?
They would appear outside the space shuttle, look in the windows at them, stand up over the shuttle bay or the space station, glowing. Sometimes there's a report of a half a dozen of them, 125 feet tall with wings, standing there smiling at them.
Wow.
So for 18 years, I never talked about this. And this is the first time publicly.
So we're talking about things that come out of the orbs.
Angels, angelic beings, created beings. They're made of energy, but in a ball of light. But out of that ball of light comes a glowing being. Sometimes they're 6-7 feet tall or taller.
Or 125 feet tall.
Yep.
Iran launched a mothership.
It's real. The Iranian drone mothership or warship or drone carrier, we're hearing it is real. February the 7th, 2025, Iran unveils a drone carrier warship in a threat to the United States. All the warnings that came out from Jeff Van Drew regarding the Iranian mothership, which we are now hearing a couple months later, actually, I think almost just a little over a month later, they were accurate. There's true. Not for all the drones that were over the U.S., but there is, in fact, an Iranian mothership.
And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership.
Pentagon had also responded to this and immediately shut it down. Now, they didn't say that there was not actually this situation that was unfolding as we're getting information coming out now a month later, today, February the 7th, 2025. But they did say that the drones that were in the United States, they believe that they were not a part of a foreign adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
Okay, so which is it? Did Iran launch a mothership, or is the story fake?